Guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to a brand new video. Now, update video. Obviously, I haven't posted much about my long drive for a while. It's a lot of gym work, it's a lot of eating, it's a lot of swings, and yeah, there's not really much progress to keep doing daily. So that's why I'm going to try and update you as much as I can. So hopefully in 2 years' time, obviously we can go back to these kind of videos and see what I was doing well and what I was doing wrong. But before I get into that, thank you ever so much for watching all the vlogs. I think the vlogs are going really well. Me and Greg obviously love making them. Part 3 will be up tomorrow night, and then we've got a 7-iron only challenge coming up after that. We're playing 6 holes just with the 7-iron. It's quite interesting, it's quite funny, and a lot to think about. There's a reason we've got 14 clubs in the bag. But yes, now, Drayton Park, JD Golf Academy. Now the range is probably about 260 carry on the fly. So obviously if you're a big hitter, normally you can't hit drivers in the daytime. So when I'm normally doing my practice in the daytime, it's more or less going to be hybrids and below. And that's why I'm going to do hybrid only. Now, I've been obviously hitting a lot of balls. I've been hitting a lot of balls with hybrids. I've tested every hybrid that is out at the moment in 2018, and I've come up with a winner for me. Let's say I've come up with a winner for me in terms of spin rate, the way it feels off the face, the hotness, ball speed, and how far I can hit it. Now I've hit some pretty good numbers with this hybrid. Now obviously hybrids aren't designed really for distance, and probably more for that slower swing speed. That's why they're designed a bit more forgiving. So that's why you don't necessarily have as many options for the best plays with a hybrid, because normally they'd probably go towards the 2-iron or 3-iron mark. But it's been interesting for me. I've always had this thought in terms of a series maxing out. So obviously I'm very fortunate where I am as one of the golf coaches and club fitters here at JD, and we've got everything. Every free upgradable shaft and head that you could want from any manufacturer. So guys, give me a comment. Do you think it's a good idea for a series? What would you like me to see first, where I basically grab any head, any shaft, find the right suit for me? It's not necessarily going to be the right suit for you. But yeah, see what kind of distance we can get out of it, dispersion, spin rate, launch, all that kind of stuff. Rather than just giving it a review, reviews have been done, let's say, but how far can the ball go, what can it produce? Which I think would be quite a good idea as a series. Lastly, another one, me and Greg, Q&As, probably at the end of the week. Leave us comments in the video below or on my Instagram, and we'll get back to you. Whether it's swing tips, anything you ask, we'll answer. Doesn't really matter. So let's stop talking. Let's get into my choice for 2018, which is the Titleist H2, the longest hybrid for me, and possibly anyone. No, mainly for me, out there at the moment. GC quad on the ground there, monitor up on the thing, Titleist in the hand. Now, the reason, again, I've chosen this Titleist, just comes out very low spinning for a hybrid, gives a great trajectory. Needless to say, would I have this in the bag? Probably not. At the moment, I'm getting about 250 carry with it, which is very similar to obviously these clubs. Now, if you hit this obviously comfortably, great fairway finder, unbelievable fairway finder, if you can hit this consistently. Now, because it's got such little spin and it goes so far for me, if you have that club face slightly open, right or left, you're gonna miss the fairway quite a few times. However, I love the feel, love the sound, and everything else like that. Now, obviously, I've tried all the hybrids around the room, like Ping, for example, very geared towards a high spinning head, very forgiving, great if I'm fitting a senior or a beginner that's just started the game, not necessarily a high club of speed, gets that ball up in the air nice and quickly. So Ping's great for that. All the other manufacturers pretty much, actually Cobra's very good as well for beginners, I would say. And the driver I really like as well, and not as expensive as everyone else around the room, let's say. TaylorMade, Callaway, Titleist, yeah, Titleist in between, even though I said this is low spinning, Titleist slightly more in between, I would say. But obviously Callaway and TaylorMade, dead in terms of spin, which is brilliant for someone that wants to absolutely nut it, because if you get a high launch angle, they're going to obviously go so high in the air, little spin, it's going to come down a great descent and obviously hit the ground. That's why both of them obviously been killing in terms of long distance and everything else like that. But that's not to say that's going to work for everyone else in the world. So that's the idea of my series. getting like a Ping G400 driver, maxing it out. What shaft can I put in it? What head can I put in it? What distance can I get out of it? Same with all the other ones, the hybrids, the fairways. So it gives you guys an idea. I know obviously I'm probably at the other end of the scale, and it might not be for everyone. For example, this won't be the longest hybrid for everyone, but it's the longest hybrid for me, and that is why club fitting and everything else like that is quite interesting, or I like to think so. Anyway, so let's give this thing a hit. I'll show you the numbers, see what it's producing, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I'm going to look at the data up on my iPad at the moment because it's a bit difficult to see the TV in the daytime with the camera as well. Now you see the three shots, three common shots for me: a pull, a push, and a hook one down the middle. That's obviously something that gets the ball a bit further out. There's something natural. I've always had that kind of shot shape, really. Unless I'm on the golf course, for some reason I end up fading on the golf course, but on the range, I hit a draw. So, obviously spin rate 3,700, which is obviously quite common in terms of hybrid. You need that launch. Obviously, if I put it up on a tee, I'm going to get less spin. I'm going to get a higher launch. And again, you'll probably be able to see a few longer shots as well. Ball speed 158, quite high. I have had 160 with the hybrid. And again, 251, that's kind of consistent. I mean, the first one, bit heely, bit low on the face, so obviously it's a bit came out a bit low, and obviously carry wasn't as good. Now the thing I love about this club, I mean, I'm not a massive fan of hybrids, I'm not gonna lie. I prefer a 2-iron or a 3-iron, like muscle backed. I just feel more confident with it. But that being said, if you can get away with hitting a hybrid a lot less than this anyway, it's just a consistent club. You can see the way the ball's coming into the ground there in the summer. That's carrying 250. It's probably going to be going another good 20 yards. I mean, that's more than enough for any golf course, really, playing around here, unless all of a sudden you start playing courses that are 7-1, 7-2 and above. So, I mean, that's why I quite like this hybrid. I quite like the feel of it. Obviously, it gives me more than enough to play with. Now, if I have a look at the club view, obviously you can see my path, again, into out. That's obviously common. Club face is obviously slightly open. Ball, I shot two of them quite well. I think one of them came out quite low out the hill, and again obviously a lot of draw spin. That's probably something I'm going to work on. I think I need a lot more neutral ball flight, especially with today's technology. You don't need to sling a ball down there. Obviously I need to be able to hit the grid as well, so timing that draw is obviously difficult. Very easy to get a snap hook or massive block right, which again you see in my vlogs anyway. Now obviously spin rate's quite high, but that being said, I mean, you are hitting and let's go to ball data. You are hitting hybrid off the ground. Obviously, if I teed it up, spin rate's going to come down. Launch is going to be higher. You can see my ball speeds there. Again, quite high for a hybrid. And again, with the club data, 112, 112, and 115 with my hybrid. Again, that's quite high for a hybrid. Obviously, that's probably most people's normal driver speed. And again, that's obviously something that I want to push on. So it's good. I like using the hybrid. I feel like it's not a replacement for the driver practice, don't get me wrong. Hopefully we will be getting an indoor system in here with a net, track, all that kind of stuff, so I can hit more drivers. But it's good fun, and I like the Titleist. I think it is 100% one of the longest. For the bigger hitters, let's say, and you want that consistent club to go down the middle, I don't think you can really go that far wrong with the Titleist H2. As I said, forgiving, long, and everything else like that.
Okay guys, there you have it. There is a bit of an update on how my swing is, club path, speed, etc. Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to hit some drives soon, be able to get a bit more of an idea of how I'm swinging that and everything else, trying to push on to the 350 mark and everything, like speed as well. I'm stuck at about 124, 125 at the moment. Can't really break that barrier, but I think that's going to be a lot more to do with gym work, flexibility, and everything else like that. Guys, thank you ever so much for watching. As always, please subscribe if you already haven't done so. Leave this video a like. Catch you guys later.